Welcome back, friends, to another amazing episode of the Fit Life Orange County. And before I tee up today's guest, I want to give you a friendly reminder to give us a like, give us a subscribe on YouTube, write us an awesome review on iTunes. That way we can keep producing this valuable content for you for free. So now to introduce today's guest, who's near and dear to me. Her name is Donna Henson, and yes, she is my mother. And she's also a Fit Body Forever client, and she's also oversees our customer service department here at Mission Viejo Fit Body Bootcamp. And she's been able to inspire fitness, change lives every day from a client perspective, from a team perspective. I'm so excited today to introduce her, to give you, allow her to give you insight to her experience within our program. So Donna Henson, otherwise known as my mother, welcome to the show.
Welcome to the Fit Life Orange County, a show dedicated to busy men and women focused on taking back control of their fitness and their lives with the help from ideas and programs from local experts here in Orange County. Here are your hosts, Bryce Henson and Jade Stewart.
Donna Henson, otherwise known as my dear mother, welcome to the Fit Life Orange County podcast. I am super excited to have you today.
Bryce, the thrill is all mine.
Well, we have a lot to cover, and this is a really special episode for me because not only you are my mother, who really birthed me into this world and gave me the passion for health, wellness, and fitness, but ultimately you're a Fit Body Forever client. You're also on our Fit Body Bootcamp team and our customer service that ultimately brings clients in, answers their questions, reassures them, and really is the first step to changing their life. So you have a lot of wisdom, and really excited to dive into that today. So really specifically, first and foremost, and really about both Fit Body Bootcamp and Fit Body Forever, but how did you hear about Fit Body?
Well, I have an inside connection.
And would that inside connection be me by any chance?
It might be. Indeed it is.
Look at that. All right. Well, good stuff. Well, that all in mind, I guess moving on to my second question here. We'll go into Fit Body Forever because you're a client first. So why did you join Fit Body Forever, and how long have you been a part of the program?
Well, that inside connection had something to do with it. Another factor is I've got a few years around the sun, a few times around the sun. So I've always been athletic. I was when I was young. And then, of course, I chased after 3 kids for a few decades. And then you get older and you get sedentary and you realize even though walking is good and swimming is great, strength and muscle kind of deplete after a while.
Copy. Okay. Now, can you walk our viewers through a Fit Body Forever workout? I'm curious kind of what it's like, what the experience is like, and that would be really helpful for you to showcase your experience with it.
It's great. So I got to say it was a little hard to begin. Like any client, there's fear and all those emotional issues and feelings that swell up. But a workout starts with a long warm-up, which I think is great because it takes a while to get the old bones going, the muscles going, and that's very important in the session and something I really like. And then, it's a same workout as what Fit Body clients do, but just dialed down a bit so that it's manageable. And the modifications are wonderful for the hips, the back, the knees, whatever the ailment, the coaches accommodate. They're brilliant at it. And it's quick, you get rolling and all of a sudden 30 minutes, 35 minutes is over and you're down to the cool down stretching. So it's effective, it's quick. And I can't say it's painless because, you got a few years on you, you got some aches and pains, but it's certainly manageable to your element.
Okay. And I think you're in a very unique experience because you live part of the year in Southern California in Orange County. Part of the year you live in Berkeley, Michigan, which is a suburb of Detroit, which is where you grew up, and my brother Barrett lives, who's the director of coaching and profitability for the Fit Body Bootcamp brand, also owns Fit Body in Berkeley. So you started actually at our Yorba Linda Fit Body Forever program and gained some traction there. And then now you're currently in Michigan as we shoot this podcast, and you're attending Fit Body Forever in Berkeley, Michigan through the end of the year. And then you'll come back to California in 2023 and then join our program here in Mission Viejo Fit Body. So what's that like? And I guess, from your perspective, what's that look like in terms of getting a holistic program approach, since you've seen a few different programs now?
Well, it's nice with the different coaches. It gives you different perspectives, and some workouts are harder depending on, where your weakness is. But the strength building is wonderful. I noticed the increase in my strength, tolerance, endurance. And then having the different locations actually is very nice, because just for me, I feel blessed. I'm meeting different people, again, different perspectives on health and wellness, and people that are in the class, we're all the same age or near enough, and we have common experiences, common pasts that just kind of bond you for that 30 minutes. It's great. I'm looking forward to the Mission Viejo coming on board, and it'll be fun to work out with Orange County clients.
Totally. Now, you mentioned it was really great connecting with other clients like your age, and then also too, I was curious, like, how old are you? And I know usually that's not a good question, but I think for the sake of this, is important to showcase to their audience. And also too, what would you say is the average age of the other Fit Body Forever clients? So let's start there.
Well, I'm at 68, and I got to tell you, I'm not at that seems old to 30-something like you, but I am at, I'd say I'm at I'm maybe in the middle range of the those that attend here in Berkeley. I'm amazed at people that are pushing 70, mid 70s, and more, that the stamina. And I forget that, not everybody is my age. Sometimes I feel old, and sometimes older people put me to shame with what they can do. And I wish I'd done it sooner.
Oh, that's a good observation. About how many people are in session typically on your average Fit Body Forever session?
It varies. Sometimes there's 10, and sometimes this morning we had 17. So it's a good crowd. It's a nice number.
And about how many times do you go a week?
Well, Fit Body Forever is offered 3 times a week, and so I try to attend all unless I'm doing something fun with the family.
All right. Well, my last question about Fit Body Forever, kind of just extracting your information or your perspective as a client. But what would you say has been the biggest challenge for you by participating in the program, and then what would you say has been the biggest benefit you've received by being part of the program?
Like any client, getting started was probably the biggest hurdle, just because I lacked confidence, the embarrassment, like I'm going to look bad, and the actual getting there, physically going there, was a change, in addition to the schedule. And so I think that was the hardest part. Once you're there, the first couple times, are a challenge, because you're, what I always say, waking up muscles that have been dormant for a while. And then they realize you're serious, and the muscles kick in, and you start to work them, and then they get stronger.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate that. Anything to add about Fit Body Forever in general, or I guess specifically before we move on, just about your customer service role, kind of servicing both programs?
I'm sorry. Are you asking me about Fit Body Forever? Not customer?
Correct.
Okay.
I'm just saying, is there anything, before we shift gears, I'm going to start asking you a few questions about your customer service role, but is there anything else that, you think the audience you should know or be very helpful for them just about Fit Body Forever in your experience?
Brilliant program. Whoever designed it, the long warm-ups, the short cool down, and the workouts. test the creativity of the coaches, the young coaches. Sometimes we have to remind them of our limitations, but for the most part, it's a great combination of youth and senior citizens, if you will, coming together in fitness. It's great. I love it.
That's awesome. Well, it loves you, and I certainly love you too, Mother. So, and
Thanks, Bryce.
typically speaking, just from a professional perspective, I always call you Donna in front of our clients, but today you're my mom. So I think that's important to point out. But that all said, appreciate your visibility there. Want to shift gears, and certainly, especially as we relaunch Mission Viejo Fit Body Forever, you'll have a customer service role there and talk with clients, and maybe you can add in some of your experience and feedback there, just from your previous work at your Orlando Fit Body Forever location. But really kind of diving into Fit Body Bootcamp. You've worked with us since, I want to say, end of 2014, early 2015. Is that right?
Yes. A long time.
Time moves. So would love just to kind of unpack the box and get some insights from your perspective, being that you are onboarding specialist, you're a customer service specialist, and you really talk to pretty much every client that walks through our doors. You have a wealth of knowledge since 2015 as we run sessions daily. So from your perspective, in talking with clients in Fit Body Bootcamp, or Fit Body Forever, but specifically Bootcamp is the focus here. Why do most clients join the program from your experience? And then what are some common concerns and hesitations? And I think this is really important to showcase why people are joining the program and then what common concerns, because interestingly enough, human nature, we all feel like we're in a silo and we're the only one that has this hesitation, but the reality of the situation is the vast majority of clients have the exact same concerns, and I would love for you to showcase what those are, so that way we can shine some light and really overcome them and really get people healthy and fit.
Yes. Common thread is they're just tired of where they're at. They want to lose weight. That's probably number one. Number two, which surprised me at the beginning, is those that are happy with their weight, but they want to tone, or as they get older, your strength, you notice that your strength is going. Fit Body Forever people want to keep up with the grandkids, and that's certainly an element for me. Being able to hold them, pick them up, that kind of thing. For the younger people in Fit Body Bootcamp, looking good. I mean, we all want to be our best. You want to be hot. So, it's a matter of self-image, building self-confidence. That's all second nature. It comes, I shouldn't say second nature. It's what's the word I want to say? It comes as part of the package. When you take the first step, and the first step is the hardest step, and that's to call me. Because once you do that, and I tell most people that have fear, which is a big factor of getting started, that they've done the hardest part. They've called me, and the rest is just get it in motion, and we're going to help you do that.
Oh, that's awesome.
Did I answer your question?
You certainly did. Yeah, absolutely.
What's up, my friend? Coach Bryce here. Now, you might know me as the co-host of this podcast and the owner of Mission Viejo Fit Body. But what many people don't know is that I began my journey as a fitness transformation story. You see, circuit training and nutrition coaching absolutely changed my life after being overweight with a diet of mainly fast food in my late teens. Now, upon my fitness transformation in early 2007, yes, I gained a much better physique as I was overweight and lacked lean muscle. But way more than burning fat and building lean muscle, I increased my confidence, my energy, and my vibrancy to live life. And it's for these reasons that many people join our boot camp. In fact, with our Ultimate Transformation Program, we guarantee that you will lose at least 15 pounds in 12 weeks, or your program is free until you do. Now go ahead and visit our website at missionviejofitbody.com. Now thanks, and back to the show.
All right, so speaking of clients, I would love to showcase, one of, not necessarily your favorite transformation story, but really one of a very memorable transformation story, both from Fit Body Bootcamp, first and foremost, and then if you could share maybe a success story as well as a Fit Body Forever from one of your fellow campers.
Yes. Well, at boot camp, a couple clients come to mind. Lee and Mary lost 100 pounds individually, which was a great success. And it was a project over time, but their dedication was the key to it. And you get to a point where you just want to do it, and they did it. Another is Steve, and his wasn't necessarily losing weight, but he got off medication as a result of boot camp, and he's a diehard in his 60s, and he does regular boot camp. He doesn't do Fit Body Forever, so he's an example of many who have experienced such success.
Awesome. And I know those were specifically to Fit Body boot camp clients, which interestingly enough, I was working out at Mission Viejo today with our headquarters team and ran into Steve, and certainly he's an incredible guy and just the life of the party. From a Fit Body Forever perspective, can you think of someone who's had success with, whether it's Yorba Linda, your clients? I know you've had many friends there, which is our location in North Orange County. We currently don't own that anymore, but two owners named Andrea and Ari do. And then also with Berkeley in Michigan, since you live part of the year in Michigan, part of the year in California, does anyone come to mind from the Fit Body Forever perspective that's just been, had a really strong success with our program?
Yeah, there are a few, actually. I'll highlight Brad, who lost an incredible amount of weight, and Vicky, his wife, who went through a lot of medical situations, and then her strength came back with participation at boot camp, and I think it helped her get through the medical difficulties. And then there's Tina, who struggled with knees and got surgery, and by golly, she came back. And just amazing stories, what the body can do when you just give it a little attention with keeping it moving.
Yeah. My last question for the here and now before we shift over to the lightning round, and it's, you talked about success, some commonalities. Mom, from your perspective, and you've seen the Fit Body Bootcamp program again since 2015, and even before then, because we started our first location in 2012, but you've had, an incredible amount of connection points with many clients, because again, you're the first point of entry. From your perspective, you can just sum up, why do people love, the program? What makes it stick? Is it the relationship? Is it the results? I mean, when you're talking with clients and they give you, positive feedback, which you hear that, what would you say is the magic and why people continue to stay with our program?
Well, a wonderful environment that you've created, actually, of the Fit Fam, as we call it. People, it's like Cheers in the bar, where you feel a part of a family, a group. You're one of them. If you're not there, it's noticed, and everyone is welcomed and met where they are to help them where they're going.
Awesome. Well, absolutely incredible. I appreciate you shining some light on your experience as a Fit Body Forever client, and also to your experience from a customer service role, just, working with many Fit Body Bootcamp clients as well and helping them achieve their success. And I say this, very endearingly. You are a huge reason that we change lives in our location. So very grateful for you on that, Mom. To kind of put a bow on it, let's see here. Well, actually, no, forgive me. I'm going to transition here to the lightning round, which is really what I was trying to get at. So we'll do that next if that works for you.
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, cool. So we're in the health and fitness space. So I would love to know your favorite healthy meal first and foremost. And then afterwards, I would love to hear your favorite cheat meal because, again, we are human.
Probably a good grilled salmon with some vegetables on the side, or a salad is my favorite healthy meal. The other side of that equation, pretty much anything with sugar.
Fair enough. Well, that's my guilty pleasure as well, but try to keep on the straight and narrow as much as humanly possible, which we
exactly.
do. Going back to, I guess, your experience with our, exercise program, what is your favorite exercise to do? And then on the flip side, what's your least favorite exercise to do?
I appreciate the warm-ups a lot, all the stretching. It's just so key. If you do nothing else, the stretching is great. My favorite exercise is probably the ropes. I enjoy those a lot. What was the second part of the question?
The least favorite exercise.
The least. Oh, well, everybody says the burpees, I guess. So I'm right there with the burpees.
Okay.
I never heard of a burpee until Fit Body Boot Camp.
Okay. Well, good. Well, you've heard plenty of that since that chapter opened. All right. Well, as we wind down here, this is a local health and fitness show here in Orange County. What would you say, Mom, is your favorite spot to hang out in Orange County? Also knowing that you're a very loving Midwestern lady, and I had to fight tooth and nail to get you to California, but certainly I believe it's warmed up on you, especially with all the pleasantries and everything that we have to offer here. But what would you say from your perspective, or where can we find you hanging out in Orange County?
Well, my daughter-in-law loves the beach. Tatiana, you might know her, and she has lulled me to the beach. I enjoy it in snippets. I'm not fond of the sand, but I do like the ocean. And yeah, that would be. And of course, hanging out with my family and my grandbabies.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Mother Dove. My last question for you, which is really our parting piece of wisdom, and really my last question. So, ultimately, we have many of our audience who know they need to change. They're obviously listening to this podcast for more information about health, fitness, nutrition, really how to, get in shape and live a better quality of life. But ultimately, as humans, we all have our reservations and fears and concerns. So what would your parting piece of wisdom be for that person who knows they need to change? They're listening to this for a reason, but for whatever reason, they're hesitant to take that first step. What would your parting piece of wisdom be?
Call me, and I'll help calm you over your fears of getting started. That's the hardest part. And once you call me, I'm going to show you the steps. I'll answer any of your questions. We'll get you in the door. We'll even have you try a session, and you'll love it. You'll just love the embrace that you get when you come in, and the warm feeling. You'll sweat a little bit. You'll be a little bit sore, but we always say take it easy and know that it's doable. If I can do it, anyone can do it.
Oh, Mom. Well, I love you dearly. I'm very grateful for that feedback and that good sound advice. And before we wrap for today's show, I just wanted to take a second to acknowledge you, Mom. Certainly I love you infinitely. You've been an incredible part of our team. And, traditionally, as you mentioned, you were active in your youth and played sports and whatnot. But in your later years, to your own words, you weren't necessarily a health and fitness person. But, you joining our company and, from a customer service perspective, from creating a warm environment. And as we both, talked about today, the hardest step is really taking that first step, if you will. And you've done an incredible job over the years of just for your personality, your love, your conviction, who you are as a person, of really, welcoming our new clients in, making them feel at peace and at home. And that allows us and our coaching team really to do the rest and really inspire fitness and change lives. And you have an incredible role in that. And you you inspire fitness and you change lives every day, which is our mission. And I want to acknowledge you for that.
Well, thank you, Bryce. I'm happy to be a part of it. You're a good group. We're very fortunate to be surrounded by so many wonderful people who have the same commitment.
Absolutely. Well, my friends, I know you got a ton of value today, as you always do. And assuming you did, give us a like and give us a subscribe on YouTube and write us an awesome review on iTunes. And if you'd be so kind, if you're watching this on YouTube, drop your biggest takeaway in the comments. We'd love to engage with you and ultimately help change your life, whether it be a Fit Body Forever or Fit Body Bootcamp. So again, Donna, thank you so much for being on the show. And my friends, we'll see you in the next episode.
Thank you. Bye-bye.